On November 14, 1960, in New Orleans, Louisiana, Ruby Bridges was the first one to attend an all-white elementary school. Ruby took a test in kindergarten to see if she could get into the all-white elementary school, and she passed along with 5 other children. There was a big conflict with people in her city. They would protest every morning when Ruby went to school. Ruby Bridges was born on September 8, 1954, in Tylertown, Mississippi. Ruby lived on a farm with her parents, Lucille and Aben Bridges, and sharecropped with her grandparents for over 25 years. When Ruby was 4 years old, she moved to New Orleans, Louisiana, hoping for a better life in a bigger city. Her father has gotten a job as a gas station attendant, and her mother took night jobs to support the family. Soon, Ruby had 2 younger brothers and 1 little sister named Michael, Malcolm, and Johanna Bridges.
Before Ruby actually knew she was going to an all-white school, she took a test along with her classmates to see if they could get into an all-white school. 5 children in Ruby's class passed the test, and the school gave Ruby an opportunity that she could go to an all-white school and get better education. Ruby's parents argued whether she should go and finally had a compromise. Ruby would go to the all-white school, and if there were any problems, they would put Ruby back to her old school. On November 14, 1960, in New Orleans, Louisiana, Ruby Bridges had her first day of school at an all-white school. On the morning of November 14th, federal marshals drove her to school 5 blocks away. When she arrived at the school, there was a big conflicted crowd yelling and throwing trash, and many protesters. When Ruby Bridges started going to school at the all-white William France Elementary School, parents started pulling their kids out of the school. There was only one teacher willing to teach Ruby. Her name was Barbara Henry. She had just moved to New Orleans and had earlier taught many children at an Air Force base. Every day, Ruby was left in an empty classroom with only one teacher in the room to learn.
While Ruby was at school, she started showing stress. And one day, she was walking up the stairs of her new school when a child psychiatrist named Robert Coles noticed Ruby Bridges and became interested in Ruby. Dr. Coles wondered how Ruby could handle such cruelties of the crowd. Dr. Coles had helped many children when they were under stress, and he was willing to help Ruby as well.
It was not just Ruby who suffered, it was her whole family. Her father lost his job as a gas station attendant, and her grandparents got kicked off the land that they sharecropped for more than 25 years. Even the people that worked at the grocery store banned them from entering. But there was still people in the community who believed in Ruby. There were many in her community who showed support by sending their children back to the school, and one of their neighbors provided her father with a job, and another neighbor offered to help and babysit. Ruby Bridges inspired many people not only to fight against racism, but also stand up for everybody's rights. Ruby Bridges became a big figure in civil rights. Today, anyone with any skin color can go to any school, because Ruby and many others stood up to racism within the conflict that others caused. Segregation is also now illegal. She also had a huge impact on society. In 1999, Ruby created the Ruby Bridges Foundation to create change to the education. In 2000, Ruby Bridges became honorary deputy in a ceremony in Washington, D.C. Now Ruby Bridges is 63 years old with a husband and 3 children named Cian, Craig, and Christopher Hall. Disney Productions made a movie about Ruby Bridges, and it came out in theaters on January 11, 1998. The movie showed how bad segregation was for the world and what Ruby Bridges did to stop it. She also wrote an autobiography, and it came out on September 1st to tell the world, in her own words, how she grew up and stood up against segregation. In 2006, a California school district named Alameda Unified School District dedicated a new elementary school to Ruby Bridges, calling it the Ruby Bridges Elementary School. In 2011, Ruby Bridges met Barack Obama to discuss her childhood in segregation. In 2014, the city of New Orleans created a statue of Ruby Bridges in front of William Frantz Elementary School.
Ruby Bridges was the first African American to attend an all-white elementary school. She was only 6 years old when her parents decided to send Ruby to the all-white elementary school. Even though Ruby was only 6 years old, she made a huge impact on society. She showed that even though she woke up to conflicted crowds every morning, she still went to school and did not give up. And Ruby succeeded to stand up for civil rights and against segregation. By the end of her first year at the William Frantz Elementary School, parents started sending their kids back to school. By a compromise of the state letting her to go to school, and a huge conflict of people not agreeing for Ruby to go to the school, Ruby Bridges still did not give up.